sure you're comfortable in plenty of situations, but do you like coming in kind of after the hard throwing righty in Tidwell? It seems somewhat similar to what you did 2 years ago with a lot of appearances after Schultz.
Oh, for sure. I was actually thinking about that the other day. I think I really play well off of people like Schultz and Titty, being able to manipulate speeds a little bit more. It is definitely something that I enjoy doing, and I think it helps me out in the long run.
Wes.
Yeah, Redmond, I know that earlier this season, I can't imagine the last time maybe in high school or when you were younger, when you had kind of been hit that hard for a few performances in a row. What was going wrong for you then, and what's gotten you back on track?
Um, I think it was more. I was kind of trying to not be who I was. I started working on a cutter, trying to get another pitch to attack lefties with, causing me to cut the ball on my changeup, and that's just who I've always been. I've been a fastball changeup guy, flipping a couple curbs, and when I started developing the cutter, it started kind of hindering my changeup. So over the last couple of weeks, I've kind of taken away the cutter, and the changeup slowly started to come back, and kind of got back to who I was 2 years ago. And just getting back at kind of getting out of a funk. It happens. It's one of those things. It's baseball. It's a dumb sport. You go out there, you can throw your best and get hit around. You can throw your worst and give up 0 runs. So just one of those. Just have the mentality to overcome those situations.
Redmond, the last 2 weekends, you all lose game 2 and then bounce back with a pretty convincing win in game 3. Why do you think this team is able to do that?
It's a team full of winners. I mean, that's the only way I can say it. There's not a guy in the dugout, a coach that wants to lose. This team just top to bottom making plays. You have one game against Vandy, Russell's out there playing unbelievable. You have a game against Bama, Steenstra's out there playing great. Just it's not one guy we rely on. Everybody kind of relies on each other and knows that if it's not my day, then Hunley's going to get my back. If it's not Rutgers' day, then Drew's going to have their back. So it's a team that just wants to win. So that's the best way to put it.
Troy and then Joseph.
I've been kind of piggybacking off of that. I mean, y'all are the number 4 team in the country at the moment, but it kind of feels like y'all play some of your best baseball when in that hole or coming back from a loss down or anything like that. In the dugout, does it kind of feel like that chip on the shoulder mentality that y'all had 2 years ago is still there despite that high ranking and all that you guys have accomplished?
Yeah, I think everybody on the team is even at 4 ranking thinks we want to get Tennessee to back to where it was the Omaha days, and that's the goal that everybody's bought into. So we definitely play with a chip on our shoulders. We have a bunch of older guys like Hef and Luke and Pete who know how it was and knows that that's not how it is anymore. We've changed, slowly changed the culture here, and big help from V and the other coaching staff, Q, Coach A. I mean, that's how it is now. I'd say that's just the biggest change, that just the cultures we've built around here.
Vitello has talked about the trust he has in you and a bunch of other guys in this bullpen. What is kind of the mindset within that group? That have you been able to feed off that trust and just been able to be successful whenever the team is in a situation where you guys need to go in and keep the team in the game?
For sure. I think we have a lot of vets on the team, like Hunley and me, and now Kirby even, that you rely on Sewell and people like that. And I think it's one of those things, kind of like I was picking back on what I just said. If I don't have my best day, I know Sewell or Hunley's going to pick me up, and just this constant thing. And it's a little bit too of selfishness between us all, because I see Kirby pitch really good. I'm happy for him, but honestly, I wanted Joe out there and do just as good or better, just because we're all fighting for innings, and that's how it should be. It's one of those things you want to cheer them on and do their best, but you also want to try to one up them. Is kind of how Coach A always talks about it. But that's how it is. There's a lot of trust and a lot of competitiveness between us all.
All right, we'll do Troy, Ben, and Wes to finish it out.
I mean, when you mentioned that, trying to add that cutter and stuff, I guess, where did that stem from? And I guess, did you just feel like, Tony kind of mentioned you feeling like you could be better than you already were? I guess, was that kind of the thing? And I guess, at what point did it click that that you just needed to kind of go back to being you?
So we early in the season we played around with it, me and Coach Anderson for about a year, and then we finally started really throwing it right before, actually right after the Georgia series, and it was pretty good. And it was just one of those things. I thought it'd help me attack righties in more. I'd been pitching them so much away with changeup two seam, and then help me just another out pitch for a lefty. So we thought it was, and uh, looking forward on it, it was going to help me out a lot more. But looking back, it kind of hindered me a little bit and slowed me down. But that's where it kind of stemmed from. It was one of those things that about 2-3 weeks ago, me, Coach A, and Richard Jackson had talked about it, and we just talked about completely getting rid of it and just going back to who I was. I mean, I've had lots of success here, and Coach Anderson was telling me, there's no reason to change who I am.
Yeah, Redmond, I've kind of got an off the wall question for you. There's no secret the personality that Drew Gilbert has. Just when he's coming back to the dugout and maybe things aren't necessarily going his way, how crucial is it to keep a head on a swivel?
It depends on the day. The dude he's energetic, but he's a little teddy bear. You really get to know him. So it's one of those things. Probably keep your head on a swivel, but you know that everything he does is for the best interest of the team. He just wants to go out there and win. And the dude competes more than anybody else. If you saw a video yesterday, him and our freshman catcher, Charlie Taylor, are wrestling before the games, and he just wants to win at that, win at baseball, win at everything. And that's just kind of who he is, but he's just invested in this game.
Redmond, when you've got a guy like Pavoloni who leads the lineup, with his ability offensively and especially defensively, that would really hurt a lot of teams. And I'm not saying it hasn't hurt y'all at all, but to have a guy like Greer step in and do what he's done. I mean, a lot of y'all hadn't thrown much with him before, but he's in there. He's hitting more than 300. He's doing well defensively. How much of a boost has he given the team, and how nice is it to have that as a number 2 guy?
Oh, it's unbelievable. The dude is a grinder. He does everything he's asked. He's wanted to play here his whole life, and it's just been awesome. The guy brings energy. He brings a lot of just fire to the team, and like Pav, he's somebody you love to throw to. He expands his zone, just being able to catch pitches well, and he keeps you motivated, he keeps you in the game. So it's been awesome, especially with having a little loss from Pav for a little bit, but he's filled in that role unbelievably more than any of us could imagine. But it's awesome. He's a great guy, and he's doing what he always wanted to do, is play for the University of Tennessee.
Thanks, Redmond.